I went to Colombia looking for love and found it. The problem? It cost me nearly $4,000, and I'm lucky that's all I lost. This is my story about how paradise became a prison and why every gringo needs to hear what happened to me in Cartagena. My name is Ethan, I'm 32, and I work in software consulting from Denver. 6 months ago, I was burned out on American dating culture, ghosting, breadcrumbing, dates that felt like job interviews. I was drowning in superficial connections and desperately needed something real. I booked a 1-month escape to Colombia, Cartagena, the city of beach life, culture, and vibrancy, where the sea dances with the streets and every sunset feels like a promise. A place where people still believe in eye contact more than Instagram stories. I wasn't just escaping the grind, I was chasing connection, maybe even love. First night in my Airbnb, jet-lagged and restless, I opened Bumble more out of habit than hope. Then I saw her, Valeria, 26 years old, a smile that could light up the entire old city and soft brown eyes that seemed to see right through my phone screen. But what stopped me cold was one photo, her holding hands with a little boy, maybe 4 years old. Her bio read, single mom, beach lover, family first. Back in Denver, that would have made me swipe left immediately. But something about her felt different, authentic. We matched instantly. No games, no 3-day waiting periods. She suggested meeting at Boca Grande Beach the next evening at sunset. Simple and direct. Let's meet. The beach was alive that evening, vendors weaving between couples, reggaeton mixing with waves. Then I saw her walking toward me, sundress catching the Caribbean breeze, eyes locked on mine like she'd been waiting for me all day, not checking her phone, just completely present. She hugged me like we were old friends, not strangers from the internet. It felt like coming home to a place I'd never been. We talked for hours about travel, dreams, cultural differences. When I offered to buy dinner, she laughed. Welcome to Colombia. Tonight, you're my guest. The next morning, she brought her son Mateo to the beach. 4 years old, endless energy. Within minutes, he asked in Spanish if I was his mom's boyfriend. I found myself genuinely enjoying building sandcastles with this kid. When Mateo wanted ice cream, I reached for my wallet, but Valeria stopped me. Don't worry, my cousin Andres is covering today. I looked around, no Andres in sight, but the vendor nodded and handed over 3 snow cones, waving off my money. Your cousin has good credit here, I joked. He knows everyone, she replied. Andres is very well connected. That should have been red flag number 1. That evening, Valeria invited me to her apartment. Small place, 3rd floor, no elevator, but it felt like home. Smell of fried arepas, Mateo's drawings on the refrigerator, Valeria moving through her kitchen like she wanted me to belong there. Then the door opened. A stocky guy walked in, maybe 5'8", but built like a bouncer. Neck tattoo, dead eyes. He looked at me like I was furniture he was considering moving. Ethan, this is my primo Andres, Valeria said. His handshake felt like a test. So you're the American. Valeria tells me you work online. Crypto? Tech? Software consulting. Nothing too exciting. He laughed. Everything's exciting when you make American dollars, no? From that moment, Andres was everywhere. Beach days, family dinners, late-night walks. Always watching, always asking questions. Nice watch, hermano. Is it real? How much in the States? American bank cards work everywhere here. Very convenient. I laughed off the questions, figuring he was curious about American life, but something in his eyes made me uncomfortable, like he was cataloging information. When I mentioned this to Valeria, she brushed it off. He's protective. All Colombian men are like this with family. Family. That word felt warm. Like maybe I was becoming part of something bigger. For 6 days, I lived in a dream. Valeria and I explored Cartagena's colonial streets, ate at restaurants where Andre somehow always knew the owner. Mateo started calling me Tio Ethan, Uncle Ethan. I hadn't felt this connected to people in years. Valeria never paid for anything. Andres covers it, she'd always say. But I never saw him pay either. Somehow every owner, every vendor, every taxi driver just seemed to know the arrangement. I should have questioned it, but I was too busy falling in love with this instant family. Day 6. I was at a hostel using Wi-Fi when my phone buzzed with a bank alert. 3 withdrawals, $1,200, $1,500, $1,100, all from ATMs in Valeria's neighborhood, all within 4 hours while I'd been working. My hand shook as I called my bank to freeze the cards. Nearly $4,000 gone, but the financial hit wasn't the worst part. It was realizing everything I'd believed might have been a lie. I replayed every moment Andres had been nearby when I used my card, every time Valeria suggested a specific restaurant, every time she directed me to her favorite ATM. I needed air. Walking through Gethsemane, the old juice vendor called me over. He'd always smiled when he saw me with Valeria and Mateo, but now his face was serious. "That man with you," he whispered. "Andres, he's no cousin, hermano." "What do you mean?" "He does this. Finds tourists, plays family. The woman, she's working." The word hit me like a physical blow. "You're not the first, amigo. Sometimes they cry, sometimes they threaten, but they always take. They move every few months. Different neighborhood, different story, same ending." Standing there with fresh mango juice, looking into this kind old man's tired eyes, I realized I'd been living in a carefully constructed fantasy. That night, I went to Valeria's apartment. She opened the door, saw my face, and immediately started crying. "You think I'm scamming you, don't you?" she said before I could speak. "Someone used my bank cards. $4,000. 3 withdrawals from this neighborhood. How can you think I would do that? I introduced you to my son. I opened my home to you." That's when Andres appeared in the doorway. He wasn't smiling anymore. "Problem, hermano?" Ice-cold voice. "Someone stole $4,000 from me." He shrugged. "Cartagena's not kind to disrespect. You enjoyed our hospitality, met our family. You pay what you owe, then you go. Simple. I don't owe you anything." He stepped closer. His stare promised consequences I wasn't prepared to face, not in a foreign country, not alone. Valeria was still crying. "Just go, Ethan. Please. This isn't how I wanted this to end." Looking at her then, I couldn't tell if she was acting or trapped in something bigger than both of us. I went back to my Airbnb and packed in 20 minutes. Didn't sleep, just sat by the window, jumping at every sound, waiting for my early flight to Bogota. I didn't breathe easy until the plane wheels left the tarmac. 2 days later, I sat in a Bogota cafe, $3,800 poorer, still looking over my shoulder. I replayed everything obsessively. Valeria's laugh, Mateo's drawings, Andres appearing like a ghost, the juice vendor's warning. I still wonder which parts were real. Maybe that's the genius of it, the doubt, the way they make you question your own judgment, your own heart. I went to Cartagena looking for connection, for something real, and in a twisted way, I found it. My need for belonging, my willingness to ignore red flags because the alternative was going back to the emptiness I'd left behind. Valeria gave me exactly what I was looking for: warmth, presence, a family that welcomed me. The fact that it came with a price tag doesn't make those feelings less real, just more expensive. Here's what I want every gringo to understand. This isn't just about money. It's about the psychology of need. These people are professionals. They study us. They know exactly what we're looking for: adventure, connection, escape from ordinary lives. They give us exactly what we want, and we pay for it, sometimes literally. I'm not telling you to stop traveling or opening your heart to new experiences. The world is still full of genuine connections. But trust your instincts. When something feels too good to be true, when questions don't get answered, When people appear and disappear at convenient moments, pay attention. In paradise, trust is currency. Spend it wisely, but don't stop spending it altogether. Because the alternative, living behind walls, suspicious of every smile, that's not protection. That's just another kind of prison. If this story helped you avoid a similar situation, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more real stories from gringos navigating Latin America, the good, the bad, and the expensive. Stay smart, stay safe, and keep exploring. Just remember, every connection has a cost. Make sure you're the one setting the price. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.